Welcome back to Alabama Live. Many high school seniors are getting ready to head off to college in the fall. Some may still be considering where to attend. Well, there is a new kind of college out there offering an educational model not found in any other college in America. It's called Rivendell Sanctuary, and its founder lived and worked in Montgomery for 40 years before taking on this new venture, and that is Bobby Norman. Your dad is the founder?
My dad is the founder. I'm a founder with him, yes.
Wonderful. Right. You're Bobby Norman Jr.
I'm Davis Norman.
I'm sorry about that.
Okay.
Davis Norman.
Yes.
Okay, we've gotten information about your dad and what he had done here. He worked in international business for years here.
For 40 years.
40 years. And decided to sell the business.
He did.
What made him decide to step into forming Rivendell Sanctuary?
You know, we took some time off. Of course, he retired, and then he worked at the church for several years and ran a school there. And then we transferred to Hawaii, the University of Nations in Kona, Hawaii, where we worked with a number of young people for a number of years, and that's where it all started. We started to see what our young people are struggling with today. And it was there we caught the vision, and we tried and tested Rivendell Sanctuary, the principles there, for about a 5-year period, and just saw the results. And we said, okay, I think it's time that we break away and start a college based on the principles.
That is really interesting. Tell us about the principles. How is this educational model so different from what's out there?
Yeah, well, thank you. It's what we're branding is it's a new kind of college. We're branding two components of this. One component is called, what we're branding is in-com education. And that's where learning takes place within community. And so it's a new concept, and it's built off Christ's model of apprenticeship. See, people used to be apprenticed back in the day. We've lost that concept with education. And when we looked at Christ, we saw Christ was the sole professor, responsible for 12 students, and how they all stayed together as one unit for 3 years. They never changed classes, classmates, or professors. And that gave him the time to transform a life. He didn't just have his students 1 hour a day, 3 days a week, and he never saw them again.
Right.
But he had them the whole... So it's learning within community. So what we do is we take all freshman students. We put them in groups of 30. Those 30 are joined by 4 faculty, and they all stay together as one unit for their time with us.
And I have to imagine, not only is that an interesting way to learn, a powerful way to learn, it's teaching them to grow relationships, which a lot of our young people are getting away from in this high-tech world.
It is, and of course, online education, it has its great benefits, of course. But it's not, we're not teaching people skills. And that can only come through close interaction with classmates and professors, and we're losing that.
And your goal through this Rivendell Sanctuary is to build Christian leaders.
It is, it is. And the way we do that, we're also branding what we call sequence modular curriculum, that we haven't found that anybody's doing this. And that's where the liberal arts and sciences are studied one subject at a time in a sequence that follows the flow of the biblical narrative. And what I mean by that, semester 1 here we cover theology and philosophy, the foundation. Then the first great event that took place was the creation of the universe and the creation of life. So the second semester, we study physical science, mathematics, and biological science. And then the next great event was the creation of man, the creation of the family. And there we study psychology, sociology, and the fine arts. And then the 4th semester was the creation of a nation. And there we study the principles of government, law, and economics. So everything's tied into the greater story, the greater narrative. So it's one subject at a time in a sequence that follows the flow of the biblical narrative. So it's not random and hodgepodge.
Well, and what I'm also hearing, this is not just a Bible college. You can get other degrees here. Is that correct?
Well, what we do is we're specifically designed to be the first 2 years of a student's college education, because what we're finding is students are going to college, they're not prepared. They're not prepared academically, spiritually, morally, or socially for college. And of course, we're finding statistics, 50% are not even graduating. 50% of all freshmen are not graduating. And we feel that's unnecessary. So we said, let's don't try to be all things to all people by offering hundreds of degree tracks. We said, let's be the best in the world at one thing and one thing only, and let's provide those first 2 years, and let's give them the foundations, and then let's let them transfer. They're prepared now to transfer to the college of their choice, where they can get their vocational degree. So we're saying it's the foundation plus the vocation.
Well, a lot of people are saying, okay, we're interested, so where is it? Where will Rivendell Sanctuary be?
Strangely enough, it's going to be in Minnesota, but this will branch around the country eventually. But we're starting in Minnesota, a small group of 30 students, and of course, people are interested, we can give the website, and it's RivendellSanctuary.wmv.
We have it right there across the screen, so they can go there and learn how also to apply and look into it for the future.
There's a lot more to it. So.
Well, Davis Norman, thank you so much.
Thank you so
pleasure
much.
meeting
I appreciate
you.
it.
We wish you all the best with this.
Thank you.
Tell your dad congratulations
I will.
as well. Okay.
Thank you.